van, which we shall name Bob because our Roomba is named Bob. And
okay, I don't see a link there.
There doesn't need to be a link there. Ooh. So we need to get there by 6:45.
Yeah,
because that's apparently when they close the gates. You can't bring your car in and out after that.
It's a state park campground on kind of like northeast of Honolulu. I'll say exactly what it is. It's a long name that I keep forgetting.
We'll make a video when we're there. So we paid for it?
Yeah.
20, 30?
I think it was 20 for like 3 nights.
Only 20 for 3 nights?
Yeah, I think so.
That's not bad. And we did need to print out a permit, which we actually had printed out at the H2O water sport place.
Yeah,
and now that's on our dash. And
by the way, I think that 20 was Kama'aina. I think it might be 30, 35 for non-Hawaii residents.
Even so, that's really good for 3 days. One of our nights is $60 at a private place, so you know.
Yeah, according to the directions, they actually like close the gates and you can't get in after 6:45 or out. So you have to just, you have to be there by then and stay. Like, so if you're trying to do nightlife stuff, camping is not your.
Unless you leave in Uber.
Yeah, you can do that.
If you're doing this to save money on hotels, it could still be possible, but you'll be spending money on
tunnel.
Ubers.
I did not know this.
We're gonna go through a tunnel. Isaac is really impressed with all the civilization on this big island that is not the big island.
It's insane. I didn't know they like went through the mountains like this.
Yeah, we're used to Maui. Anyway, we'll show you the place and our setup, and see you later. So this Wi-Fi worked on our phones. It's active for an hour. It seems to be free all over Oahu. That would be crazy. Totally free. We'll find out, but we're gonna try and set this TV up. So the campground was really good. We got there right when the gate was supposed to close, then it was already closed. But you could still be in the parking area that's right next to the tents. And we talked to some people who were there, and it's totally fine to sleep in your car in the parking lot and not on your parking space. And it's totally fine to get there later. So today we know that we don't need to rush home. We can enjoy sunset somewhere before we come back. And we woke up to a beautiful sunrise. It's right on the beach. I took a few videos. I'll show you how it looks. And yeah, we felt safe sleeping in the car. We had our windows open. It was just fine. It was quiet. It was by the road, so there were like lights and stuff. But other than that, it was pretty great. Right, Isaac? So what are we doing?
We're going to Oahu.
And where are we sleeping?
You're not coming to Oahu, sorry.
Oh, poor Smiley.
I wish you could come. So we're going back and forth about how we were going to do things. Are we going to Airbnb? Are we going to camp? Or like, how are we going to get around? Are we renting a car? And it turns out that for just a 5 or 6 day trip, it's like $1,000 for the whole time, even for a really cheap Airbnb. And
it starts at $1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
You get much more.
So, and then it's the same for renting a car. So we figured we'll put the two together and we'll rent a car that we can sleep in, a van. This is an increasingly popular thing to do, to rent a van to sleep in, especially on Oahu, where it's really expensive to stay and to rent a car. So there's a lot of YouTube videos out there and a lot of like guides that are like, oh, you can sleep anywhere, but it's really not as simple as people make it sound. You can't just pull off onto the side of the road and sleep.
You can, but it's illegal.
It's illegal, so you can get, the police can stop you, wake you up.
And there's a lot of homeless people in Oahu.
And it's not that secure and everything, so it's better to be in an actual campground. So we've heard that camping is allowed on any beach in Hawaii, but I'm not positive if there can be restrictions on some places by the government, not by private citizens. You can't own any beach in Hawaii. So if anyone tells you that it's their property and you're not allowed to camp on their beach, then that's not true. But yeah, so you might want like a more secure place where there's like an actual gate and people can't get in the middle of the night, or at least aren't allowed in the middle of the night. So if you go to Hawaii's public parks website, it's really easy to Google. We can put it on the screen. Then you can select from a list of campgrounds to reserve a permit. So it's not even necessarily a reservation. It's just a permit to be camping on that day. And they're kind of, this took me forever to figure out. They're kind of annoying because you have to choose a start date and you can't do it in advance. So if you're planning your trip weeks, months in advance, even a year in advance, not going to work. It has to be like a week or so. I think it's within 3 weeks of your trip they become available. I waited until now, which is the middle of December, to book our Christmas New Year's trip. And you have to select one of like the beginning of the week. So for us, it's either December 24th or December 29th or something like that, or 31st. I don't remember. But anyway, it's really limited. And you can't just be like, I want to stay a week. It's either 5-night stay or a 3-night stay. You have to choose one or the other. And they're closed on certain days. So you really have to like do a lot of Googling around, find the campsites you want to stay at. There's a few really popular ones. One of the main popular ones that we wanted to go to is actually totally booked right now on the North Shore. So that's kind of why it's important to at least do the research in advance, find out where you want to stay, and then when they open up, go ahead and book them. I'm still not even done booking them yet. I've managed to book 2 days at one place, and I'm trying to figure out where to stay the other times. So, long story short, it's not as easy as people make it sound. Do know where you're going to be staying. Don't just expect to be able to pull off anywhere and sleep. I mean, you can do that if you roll like that, but we don't really want to do that with all of our, recording equipment and all sorts of other things like that. We'd rather be in a slightly more secure place. But yeah, definitely don't take it lightly. Do your research. Figure out where you're allowed to camp. To see us actually out there, seeing how this works in action, subscribe, like, do all that fun stuff. And we'll see you in Oahu.
So, our camping on Oahu experience was so-so.
It was all right. I mean, the van had everything we needed. There was a bed. It was comfortable. You could lie flat and everything. You're allowed to just kind of, apparently you just camp wherever you want.
We didn't do that. We paid a lot of money to camp legally.
Well, yeah, a lot of money, meaning like, if you go, it's annoying because you have to go on the website of like the parks or whatever of Hawaii, of Honolulu, or of Oahu anyway, and like get a permit and stuff just to stay at like a public camping place, and that's like $30, $20 a night maybe. And
then Airbnb is like $50+ per night just to park in someone's yard, and those sometimes have baths.
We actually use Hip Camp. Hip Camp is like the Airbnb of camping. And yeah, so whatever. But some people like to just say that like if you have a fishing rod, just leave it outside and you can park on the side of the road. We didn't do that. Could have saved money doing that, but yeah, you do wake up sore a little bit, but it's just...
And people in McDonald's were rude to us.
Yeah, because we went into like change. Actually, you went in to change, but I went in to get a coffee.
We got coffees, and I wanted to change, and they thought we were homeless, which is not a reason to be rude to someone.
They wouldn't give us the code and stuff. They just she hid it the lady hid it while she was putting.
And this was the first night, so we weren't even smelly. We just looked like we were sleeping in a car, which apparently is not socially acceptable on Oahu.
But, yeah, overall, I mean, it was fun. It was a good way to save money. We saved like $1,000 not having
But the campground didn't actually have a shower like I expected, so it was hard not to shower normally. Unless you go to the beach and use a beach shower. But that was my biggest thing with it. I wouldn't really want to do it again, but we saved a lot of money because it was like $200 a night, right?
Something like that, yeah.
The car and the hotel. And normally it's $200 just for the car, and then it's another $300 for the hotel. So it's a much cheaper way to do Oahu, but if I go back, especially if I want to hike, I would not do this again, but I'm not a camping type of person anyway.
Anyway, well, it might be your style, might not. I thought it was kind of fun.
Also, like, peeing at night.
Not a problem for a man, usually.
Problem for me. And, yeah, so it was interesting. If we had a hotel, we would have stayed the entire time. We left 2 nights earlier because we got
We're just tired and whatever. But if you've ever done anything like this, car camping or otherwise, or on Oahu or somewhere else, just let us know. We've got lots of camping and doing crazy things video, including camping in our Tesla Model 3. So check that out.
That was more comfortable.
That was somehow more comfortable, yes.
It was.
Aloha.
I am Olena. This is Isaac.
And we are the TravelBugBite.
We met in Prague, Czech Republic.
Lived in Shanghai, China.
New York and Rhode Island, USA.
And now we live in Hawaii.
We've traveled from Tibet to Puerto Rico.
Harbin to PP.
And drove cross-country with Smiley in our Tesla Model 3.
Subscribe to follow our adventures. If you liked our video, don't forget to click the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Check out our videos from all around the world and let us know what you'd like to see next.
Thanks for watching!